Internet, good morning. My name is Magnitude. Welcome to the WBE, the World Battle Entertainment post-draft analysis for the Milwaukee Sawsbucks. For those of you who tuned in, you saw the live draft. So now I want to give you exactly my thoughts on why I picked what I did and what my plans for on my team going forward. So the first pick I had was Victini. I had a late round or late position pick in the first round. So I wanted to get a mon that I knew that could do a lot of things versatilely. They could be very versatile. It's been a long day for me. It's been a long day for me. Do things with versatility. That's the one I want. So Victini is great. It hits really hard. It has that psychic typing as well, which I, for some reason, really like in draft format. I don't know why. But it hits hard, and it can has that base 100 across the board, and it's got a lot of bulk as a result. Because of that, you can run like a bulky Victini. You can run a super physically offensive Victini. You can run a specially offensive Victini, and it's got that base 100 speed, so it can really do a lot of things great. So I figured Victini would be a really solid opening round pick for the Sawsbucks. Second, I have Manaphy. Now, because I had a late position pick in the first round, I had a more early position pick in the second round, and Manaphy was still there. And I know everyone on Twitter all the time talks about those fire, water, grass cores, and Manaphy by itself is a great mon. Victini by itself also a great mon. So if I can combine them, they can do a lot of great things together. Now again, Victini can be bulky, Manaphy can be bulky because they're base 100 stats, but I can also run like a tail glow Manaphy. So you really don't know what's going to be coming at you because of these two, and it gives me a few Z crystal options later in the rounds. I can go Fire MZ, Water MZ, and either one I pick can really benefit them on. Now, if I pick, say a Fire MZ or a Water MZ, then it's kind of giving away which mon I want to be offensive. So that's a reason why I don't know if that's the direction I want to go in. But early on, I could not pass up having both Manaphy and Victini. Now in the third round, I had to wait a little while because that's the way snake drafts work, and I was able to snag Shaymin. Shaymin, baby! So I have a fire, water, grass core that is all base 100 for all the stats. Now Shaymin can be, offensive. It can be specially offensive, which I did in the GBA. I ran like Swords Dance, Seed Bombs, and Headbutt, stuff like that with some. I can run a specially offensive set with Seed Flare. I can run a support set with Leech Seed and Aromatherapy. There's a lot that I can do with Shaymin, and because of the fact now I have 3 base 100 fire, water, grass core mons, you really don't know how you can prepare to stop all of them. You don't know if all of them are going to be offensive, all of them are going to be bulky. You don't really know. So that's going to, I think, give me an advantage planning because I know what I'm going to be doing with them. Obviously, it's the way planning works. The opponent doesn't know. But you're not really going to have an idea, so you kind of have to plan for all possible outcomes, which is going to leave you with less options for the rest of my team. The fourth pick I got is a Alolan Muck. It was a little bit of a stretch, but I really wanted to get a poison, really a dark type, but also a poison type to deal with. I know there's a lot of powerful fairies in League format, and I know Alolan Muck is probably the most equipped to deal with them at this point. I probably could have waited and gotten something like a Drapion, but Alolan Muck has that Gluttony ability, which is going to increase its longevity, going forward. It's also got possibly Poison Touch with Shuka Berry, so I can run, a Victini and a Muck in the same game and not really worry about the ground weakness. I mean, I do have Shaymin to resist the ground, so that's nice too, but Alolan Muck does a lot of things, Shadow Sneak, Knockoff. Can be a great Assault Vest user, can be a Figgy user, as Envy did so fantastically in the GBA. So Alolan Muck is going to give me a lot of options like that. It's mostly going to be obviously slow offense, but knowing I have Alolan Muck doesn't mean you can stop Alolan Muck. So that is one thing that I learned about Alolan Muck. I've seen Alolan Muck like 5 times already. So I really like this pick. As far as type-wise, it gives me some protection with Victini against ghost type moves. It also is going to give me psychic type protection in case I want to get like a big fighting type later on. But I'm ready for the fighting type in round 5. That is going to be Cabal Ian, another ground weakness, but I have plans to rectify that in the later round. I already have Shaymin, which is a grass resistance. So I figured let's go Cabal Ian. Cabal Ian can do a couple things. Cabal Ian can run Swords Dance. Cabal Ian can be specially offensive. Cabal Ian can have Volt Switch, which a fast Volt Switcher can be fantastic, so I don't need to have, I could have like U-turn on Victini and Manaphy and Cabal Ian, and if they're all fast, then you're really not going to have an option or a choice because I'm not going to know what to do. I can easily just turn out as I have a Manaphy in, you predict the water type moves, so you go into water type, and I just Volt Switch, or I U-turn right out, and another mon that can U-turn, you switch. So if I can get rocks up, which Cabal Ian can also do, I can really do a lot of passive damage with my turning and my rocks and forcing switches that I can also, you know, use that damage to build on like a late game sweeper. And what late game sweeper is immune to ground? Staraptor, baby! Staraptor is immune to ground, immune to ghost as well, so Victini's gonna get some of that ghost coverage, and I can Brave Bird so many things. Like, how many times have you been in a league and you've lost to Staraptor late game? Well, I have 4 Pokemon in the first 5 rounds that can turn, all with relatively decent speed, and then we can just all set that up for a Staraptor sweep going down. I think that is going to be an exciting stuff for what Staraptor can be doing. English sentences, what Staraptor can be doing. What does that even mean? It's like I was going to stutter, and then I caught my stutter, so I just spit out whatever words, you know, came to mind. Staraptor is going to be great. It is, it resists, it's immune to ghost and ground. So Low and Muck and Victini can rest, and Cabal Ian can rest easy. And, you know, Victini and Staraptor are a great offensive pairing. They kind of complement, well, Staraptor complements Victini. I'm not really going to be switching Victini into a lot of Staraptor's, you know, weaknesses like Rock, for instance. That's not going to happen. But, you know, Victini has potentially be very bulky, so I could potentially use that, but Staraptor can cover Victini nicely. Next up is Necrozma. Now, I thought about it. I got 3 Mons that are weak to ground, and one of them is a Stealth Rocker, so let's get Necrozma, which can also Stealth Rock and do a number of other things. Not weak to ground, weak to Ghost. Staraptor can cover that, and with Prism Armor, Prism Armor, I can not even really worry about the first hit. So I can definitely take a hit, I can get rocks up, I can do recovery, I can do setup. Necrozma is great because it's just one more thing that you have to deal with. It almost ensures that you need a phaser, or else I can just Combine Stored Power sweep you. And if you have a phaser, then it, you know, I can kind of look at your team and be like, all right, well, this thing gets Whirlwind, that thing gets Haze. He's gonna have to bring that, so I can plan around that. Because if they don't have one, then a potential, like I said, Combined Cosmic Power or Stored Power Necrozma with, like, you know, Sunny Day in the sun with Victini. I can get like a Sunny Day Victini. I could do a number of things. I can run Moonlight with Rain Dance Manaphy, and with Moonlight I'll get extra HP. With Rain Dance, Manaphy won't be affected by status. So we got some options here. Next up is Hitmontop. With Victini and Staraptor being here, I need a Mon that can spin, and it allows me to have another Mon. It's kind of like Low and Muck. I get a knockoff user. I can have Intimidate, which could be nice as well, especially to you know, keep my bulkier base 100 Mons alive even longer. I can run Rapid Spin. Like I said, I can possibly even run Technician Offensive. I get some priority. So Hitmontop fills in a lot of holes and a lot of gaps I didn't quite have. Like I said, it Rapid Spins, it Intimidates, Bullet Punches, Knockoff. I get 2 knockoff users, like 2 prominent knockoff users. Really nice to have. It's really going to make their items a lot less useful if they don't have them. So next I'm going with Mega Sceptile, another grass type. My second grass type of the day. And Mega Sceptile is great because it is a dragon type, which I needed. It is very, very fast. And I was looking to get something very, very fast that was not weak to ground. Electrode was there, but so is Mega Sceptile. Now, Mega Sceptile can be immune to electric type attacks, so Manaphy and Staraptor can freely come in, and if you want to throw a grass tag at me, well, Mega Sceptile is there as well. So Sceptile will cover those weaknesses. Sure, I'm quad weak to ice, but I have Victini. I know I have Manaphy, I have Cabal Ian, so I'm not really worried about what an ice type can do to me. It's very fast, so Mons can't always get away with speed creeping just, you know, my Cabal Ian. They might have to run a Scarfer just for the chance to outspeed Sceptile. So even if I don't bring Mega Sceptile, they have to plan for at least the fact that they need something to outspeed it, which means they're going to take bulk out of a Mon they previously would not have taken bulk out of. So he definitely has that threat there. If I see a high electric presence, I'll know there are 2 things going to happen. One, they're probably going to tech an ice move on them because of my team, so I can easily bring something like a Cabal Ian to kind of stop that, or like, you know, even an Assault Vest Cabal Ian to stop a Zapdos or something like that. Obviously, he's going to have Heat Wave, but it's not Stab. So, so Zapdos, I mean, Raikou also. If I see someone with a Raikou, you know, I can just bring something like a Cabal Ian. I can stop in its tracks. So I'm not too worried about that. So Cabal Ian's nice because it helps cover the ice weakness. And Sceptile is great because of the electric immunity that I definitely have, and it's nice to have something that can take Thunder Waves 100% of the time and not even have to worry about maybe aromatherapy with Shaymin. So next up is Cordelia, a third grass type. I took Cordelia for almost one reason. Cordelia will not last on this team. I am going to be dropping Cordelia, but at this point there wasn't a lot that I wanted in Tier 5. So I said, well, my only real options at this point are tier 5 because of the way I drafted my team. So Cordelia is going to exist purely as a mod that I might bring 1 week if like they have a high water presence, I need a Storm Drain user. But Cordelia is going to exist almost exclusively as a bench player that I'm going to drop after I kind of figure out what my team needs. From tier 5. So a lot of tier 5 mons on the paper, you go, oh man, they're tier 5, they're trash. But maybe after 3 or 4 weeks in the season, I can go, okay, my team needs this. This mon in tier 5 can cover that. So it's going to allow me to, he's pretty much not going to make it on the team. Who knows, maybe after week 1 will be gone, I see something that I need. Could make it to week 5. But Cordelia exists almost exclusively as a mon that is going to be dropped and not something that I'm really going to use unless I really see a need for it. But Cordelia, I'm sorry if we're being totally honest with you. I don't really see a lot of use for you. Maybe I could just, week 1 I go up against a top Storm Drainer or a top Water type and I can Storm Drain with you. Maybe I go up against, a low ice team and I can really kind of stack these and just kind of sit around and do what really does. It leech seeds, it recovers. It's very annoying. So Cordelia, like I said, you're probably not going to be on the team very long. You're used just so I can say, okay, my team needs this. This mon in tier 5 has this. Let's go to town. The final pick, though, is a Alolan Doug trio. Now, one ability about a Alolan Doug trio really intrigued me, and that was its Tangled Hair ability. The fact that when a Pokemon hits it, its speed gets lowered by 1 stat. Now, if you look across my team has mostly the same speed tier, except for, the outliers like Mega Sceptile and, Cordelia is pretty slow. So, obviously, Mega Sceptile is a fast one, Cordelia is a slow one. So, what Alolan Doug trio is going to do for my team is it's going to also have a Steel type. So, in case I really need, I'm going up against a team that has, like, T-Tar or Sand, I can bring these Steel types and get the boost in the Sand. Obviously, T-Tar will have the ground, but if I can get, some special defense boost in the Sand, it might help me, how I build my team. But the Alolan Doug Trio's Tangled Hair could be a great suicide mon later in the game. I can send in Doug Trio, they can hit Doug Trio, get their speed lowered, and then that'll allow me to bring in, non-scarfed options that can do, that can put in some offensive damage. I don't want to say do a lot of work, that's like a very generic phrase that we say when we're building teams, but it can help a mon do a lot of work. So Doug Trio, it's kind of fast. It can hit pretty hard, surprisingly hard, if need be late game, but that Tangled Hair ability will allow me to not necessarily need to bring a Scarf Mon or Scarf Mons or really fast Mons if I can utilize Alolan Doug Trio to lower opponent's speed. It could also force switches, which means I have a couple rock users that'll be nice, so they'll be taking some hazard damage. So it's just nice that I have that ability in my back pocket, and just some extra speed never hurt me. So final team thoughts, I didn't get as much bulk or walls as I would have liked. I kind of got obsessed with the first 3, and then from there I kind of, didn't fill it in that well, I don't think. So Necrozma is going to be one of my big walls. The good thing I do have is I have a lot of actual offensive bulk. Not a lot of walls. Cordelia exists as a wall, but I'll probably be able to pick something else up for that. I could run, a Necrozma wall. But that, that's about it. Everything else is really bulky, so I imagine most of my games will last a short amount of time because I don't play, a lot of walls. I'm not going to have a lot of walls, so it's going to be tough for me to switch into a lot of high offense things, which I get, and I realize that. So I'm going to utilize Necrozma a lot for that. But I'm hoping after week 1 I can see, what my team might need from tier 5 for that. So Cordelia could be nice. Even if you guys have suggestions in the comments, I'd love to hear what you guys, might think that I might need. But it's tough. There are not a lot of walls left that aren't weak to ground. So that's kind of what Cordelia was as well, just in case. I might even get like a Rotom form as a flying immunity. But I'm looking at something maybe like a Lunatone, but he is Psychic type, and I don't want to have 3 Psychic types. Crustle is interesting, but stuff like that. Also, I also thought about going somewhere, getting something like a what did I have in mind here? I forget the exact mon that I was looking at from tier 5, but do just tier 5 walling wise, it's tough. I don't have a lot of walls. Oranguru possible, but again, he is psychic. He also is normal, so I don't really know. Palisand I thought of, but I don't want to have all those ghost weaknesses. So, like I said, I did it to myself. I put myself in this spot, so I'm gonna have to deal with the fact that I don't have a lot of walls. And then from there, we'll figure it out. But I have relative faith in my team offensively. If I can establish an early offensive presence, then I think I can be successful. And then I guys got to use the bulk that I have and switch into Mons and go from there. Also, my Z Crystal, Waterium Z. I thought about it. So essentially, my team is going to be based around. I'm going to do a lot of fun stuff with Water EMZ Manaphy. Now, it could be support Rain Dance. Or it could be, you know, I could run support. So I run like a Rain Dance Manaphy. That'll help out Cabal Ian and Doug Trio for my fire weakness. Also helps out Shaymin. It'll give Necrozma Moonlight abilities. It'll have Mega Sceptile take less fire damage as well. So, you know, I also like the fact of getting Water EMZ Rain Dance Manaphy. So I can get a plus speed with Manaphy, and I can not take any status. So, you know, I think that was the best. Now, it's going to make people plan for offensive Manaphy, so I have to be aware of that. So I have to try and tech in, you know, other Water EMZ users, other mons that get water type attacks. There aren't a lot of them on the team, so I kind of relegated it just to Manaphy, but, you know, I'm sure I can figure something out. And like I said, with Cordelia, you know, maybe I'll drop him for, I don't know, something. But we'll figure that out. I have an idea of what I want to drop him for, but I got to see what my team needs, and we will go from there. So, let me hear your guys' thoughts on the team below. I know the grass weakness, I know the lack of walls, so, but I think either way it'll be fun. I have a fun team that I'm looking forward to using. So, you know, be sure to comment below your thoughts, and go Sawsbucks, man. Let's go. WBE Season 1. We're taking it. I'd like to, at least. That'd be good.